Hi everybody, it's Saturday all day, and so here I am again. So this week I have been reading in the book of Matthew and reading up until chapter 11, and then some verses at the end of chapter 11 kind of stopped me in my tracks. So those are the verses that I'm going to read for you now. So it's starting at verse 28. It says, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Now, if you were looking for some verses about God's comfort and His peace, then, verse 28 is all about that. He's going to come to Him, just bring your worries, bring your burdens to Him, and He's going to give us rest. But the problem is there's a verse 29 and a verse 30, and they talk about a yoke. And a yoke does not speak of restfulness or being unburdened. That is not the image that it conjures up in my mind. And so this is why I stopped here, because I wanted to understand a little bit more about just what was being said. And so I was doing some research, and I came across the story that this farmer tells, and he keeps an old oxen who he calls Clyde. And that's his training animal. And whenever he's bringing a younger animal to be trained to the yoke, then he wheels out his old trusty Clyde to basically strap these two together and show the younger one how it works. Now, the yoke is carved out of wood, and it goes around the necks of the two animals, and it basically keeps them together, and so it combines their pulling power basically, and they're supposed to need to walk at the same pace, they need to pull with the same strength, and just work together basically. But sometimes what will happen is the older, more experienced one, they're actually carrying the majority of the weight because they're bigger than the younger animals. And so that's why they use older animals to train them. So before they're given the full weight of it, then they get to learn how it works and how to walk in the yoke before they are able to carry the full weight. So what does it mean when God's saying, look, here's my yoke and I want you to carry it? Well, it doesn't seem to make much sense when you think, God, look, I'm already carrying a lot. I've got a lot on my plate. I've got kids, I've got work, I'm trying to homeschool right now, and like, hello, help me. And God, you're saying, here's my yoke and take it on you, but it's okay because it's light. That doesn't seem to make much sense. But when you put it in context of the fact that actually it's a partnership, it's a working together, it's allowing myself to be yoked to the Lord and saying, I respect that you're the older, wiser, you know what you're doing, you're stronger than I am, you know all my struggles and all my pains and all my worries, and so I'm going to allow myself to be yoked to you, and I trust that you're carrying the majority of the weight, and I am only carrying what you know I can handle, and so I'm just going to give into it. Now that's a big part of it, is the giving into it and allowing yourself to be there. When a young oxen does not give themselves over to being yoked, what happens is, as they keep pulling and tugging, and then they can create these sores on their back. And so this old farmer I was telling you about, he had a vet come out to look at one of his animals, and the vet said, oh my goodness, like the yoke mustn't fit properly, it must be rubbing him in some way. And the wise old farmer said, it's got absolutely nothing to do with the yoke. Each wooden yoke is hand carved and crafted to fit the divots and the moles on each individual oxen's back, so it fits like a glove. The problem is the animal is not resigning to it. The animal is not allowing themselves to be trained. They're not allowing themselves to be led by the older, wiser Clyde who knows what he's doing. Now, does that not ring a bell for some of us? When we try to run off and do our own thing, when we're trying to live life the way that we want, and we think we know what's best for our own lives, and we think we're heading down the right path, and actually then we want to go over here, we want to do this, we want to do that. How many of us have ended up with wounds and with sores and found ourselves in the need of a saviour and in the need of that healing balm that he so graciously and kindly applies? I just think in this season, God is saying he wants to retrain us how to walk in his yoke. That's what I feel he's been saying to me. I want to retrain you. I want you to remember that you were never designed to carry the full weight, that he is the stronger, he is the one with the experience, he's shouldering it all, and we are yoked with him. We just get to partner in the work that he's doing. And when I think that he's got it all wrong and my life is not going the way that I had planned, I remind myself of this image that it is perfectly and individually handcrafted. I am handcrafted. God has created and shaped me for everything that he wants me to walk in my life, what he has laid out before me, and I can trust that he has got it right. And it's only when I start pulling against that and I start kicking against that, that I end up sore, that I end up raw, that I end up with wounds that need healed. So I encourage you in this season, take time to ask the Lord, how am I walking with you? Am I pulling in ways that I shouldn't? Am I trying to carry more weight than I'm fit to carry? Am I trying to rush ahead? Or am I dragging my heels and not going when you say go? And God, just allow me to be yoked with you. Allow me to be trainable and useful alongside you as I get to partner with you.